at noong Enero 2023. Mapapansin din na bumalik na sa pre-pandemic levels ang unemployment rate sa bansa mula Hulyo 2022. Mapapansin na hindi stable ang movement ng underemployment rate sa loob ng 31 survey rounds mula Abril 2020 hanggang itong Abril 2023. Ang pinakamataas na underemployment rate ay naitala noong Hulyo 2021 na nasa 21%, samantalang pinakamababa ay naitala noong Marso 2023 na nasa 11.2%. Dito nagtatapos ang aming pag-uulat sa paunang resulta ng Abril 2023 Labor Force Survey. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority ay nagagalak sa inyong paglahok sa press briefing para sa Labor Force Survey. Muli magandang araw at mabuhay tayo.
Maraming salamat, Undersecretary Mapa, para sa pagbabahagi sa amin ng mga paunang resulta ng April 2023 Labor Force Survey. Ngayon, matapos natin marinig ang ulat ni Yusek Mapa, nandito na po tayo sa bahagi ng ating open forum. Bago po natin simulan ang question and answer segment, nais namin ipahayag na ang press kits para sa ating mga online participants ay ipapadala via email. Papamigay mo dito ang press kits para sa ating mga on-site participants. Para sa mga nais pong magtanong, please raise your hand to be recognized. And for those online, pakigamit po ang raise hand feature or send your questions via our chat box. Kapag kayo po ay natawag upang magtanong, please state your name and organization. Ngayon, handa na po tayo para sa ating question and answer segment. Yes, Ms. Bernadette of Business World.
Good morning, Secretary. Bernadette Gadon po from Business World. Hingin ko lang po, sir, yung year-to-date data ng LFPR, employment, unemployment, and underemployment, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sandali lang ha. Percentage. Okay, yung labor force participation rate natin. Yung labor force participation rate natin from January to April this year ay umabot na sa 65.6%. That's the labor force participation rate. And then yung ating employment rate for the first 4 months, ito ay nasa 95.3%. So, unemployment rate will be 4.7%. Yung underemployment natin, for the first 4 months, ay nasa average 12.8%. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Bernadette. Okay. Yes, Ms. Sheena of SMNI.
Sir, good morning.
Good
Balikan
morning.
ko lang yung sa, sir, I don't know if tama yung narinig ko, employment rate po ba yung bumaba sa farm? Balikan ko yung sa farm po, sir, na data.
Employment rate bumaba ng 1.1 percentage points yung ating employment rate sa BARM, no?
Anong sector po yun, sir?
Okay, ang usual na sector kasi sa BARM, ang ating agri and fisheries, ito yung malaking sector natin doon sa sector sa employment. Yung 1.1 percentage points, I will check if that is significant. Pero papakuha ko yung mga specific sub-industries sa BARM. Hinuhugot lang ng ating mga technical staff. Babalikan kita mamaya. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll proceed to some questions that we have online. From Sir Ted Cordero of GMA News Online. Ano po ang dahilan ng pagtaas ng employed persons at pagbaba ng unemployed noong April? Mas marami po bang economic activity sa buwang iyon?
Yung ating sources kanina, ano, as I mentioned, kung ikukumpara natin yung year on year, I did mention na matataas yung ating increases sa wholesale and retail trade, and then you have accommodation services and food service activities, administrative and support, transportation and storage. No? So this is comparing April 2022 versus April 2023. So basically, nakikita naman ito yung opening of the economy, more tourists, people are going out. That's why ang malaki, isa sa mga malalaking sources of employment ay accommodation and food service activities, of course, plus yung ating transportation. So those are the areas kung saan may pagtaas tayo sa employed persons. No? Sa quarter to quarter naman, kung ikukumpara natin itong taong 2023, January versus April, may pagtaas tayo dito sa construction. Isa yon, mga 300,000 ang dagdag. Again, wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles, may dagdag na 183,000. Kasama na rin yung human health and social work activities. So basically, kung titingnan natin, of course, this is related to our economic activities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next question online. From Ms. Eileen Menchas. Paano niyo po maipapaliwanag kung bakit sa Calabarzon nakita ang pinakamataas na unemployment rate, samantalang nandoon ang maraming mga eco zones kung saan inaengganyo ang mga investors na mamuhunan para dumami ang trabaho doon?
Okay, yung Calabarzon naman na nakita natin, no, while siya yung pinakamataas sa ating unemployment rate, no? Can you go to the 5.5% yung kanyang unemployment rate. I'm sure kung titingnan natin yung mga quality of jobs, kasi yun naman yung, I think yun yung point na nire-raise mo, Eileen, mas marami siguro dun na sa manufacturing. Yung number, while the number of unemployed is higher compared to the other regions, 5.5, slightly higher than the national average. Hindi ko makita yung link in terms of yung sa mga manufacturing sectors, because that would look at the quality of jobs. And then yung number kasi, no, it's also a function of the population. No? Malaki rin kasi yung population natin dito sa Calabarzon. So those are the factors that would play. Of course, the population of the 15 years and above. Plus of course yun nga yung quality of jobs natin sa mga regions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ines.
Balikan ko lang yung sa barn kanina. So yung ating areas, no, or mga subsectors na nagkaroon tayo ng decrease sa barns employed persons quarter on quarter. Ang wholesale and retail trade may bawas na 23,000. Agriculture and forestry, as I mentioned, may bawas na 12,000. Sa fisheries and aquaculture, no, may bawas na 10,000. Ang Ramadan kasi sa April, so posible na nagkaroon din yun ng impact doon sa pag-drop slightly ng number of employed persons sa barn. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we have another question online from Sir Ted Cordero again of GMA News. Lumaki rin po ang bilang ng unpaid family workers noong April. Ibig sabihin po ba nito na marami ang kumuha ng summer job sa kanilang family business?
Thank you very much for that question. Yung reason for the ating unpaid family workers, nakikita natin. Okay, yung malaking source nung unpaid family workers natin, isa ay doon sa family-owned business, so tama ka. Sa agriculture, may dagdag tayo na 110,000. No? So, posible nga na may marami ang tumulong doon sa mga family-owned businesses. Agriculture is one, 110,000. And then mayroon tayo sa manufacturing, 46,000. So these are the top two subsectors kung saan tumaas yung ating unpaid family workers helping doon sa family-owned businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Enes. Yes, we have a question here from Ms. Marian of TV5.
Hi po, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Sir, I just noticed po nung November 2022 to very maliit lang naman po yung difference. 95.8% po yung employment rate, unemployment rate is 4.2%. While yung April po, 95.5, so 0.3 and 4.5, 0.3.
Yeah.
Ano ba meron po ba ng November of 2022? Is it because of the holiday season?
Yeah.
And paano ba natin pwede pang tingin niyo po yung factors noong November na pwede pa natin pababain pa itong unemployment rate?
Yung, thank you very much for that question. And then your observation is correct. Normally, yung ating holiday season na nagsisimula yun, fourth quarter, October, November, December, talagang mataas yung ating employment rate kasi nandun pumapasok yung mga seasonal workers natin, mga tumutulong sa stores like retail and wholesale trade. So yun, ang mataas talaga. And then nakikita na natin na pag first quarter na, some of them ay nandun pa rin, but ang iba ay hindi na na-employ. So bumababa na ng konti yung ating employment rate, mataas slightly yung ating unemployment rate. But these numbers, actually, we tested it, these are not significant, but at the point, estimates, yun talaga, parang may peak talaga pag fourth quarter and then it will go down in the first quarter and then moving forward. Thank you.
Ano po kaya, sir, pwede pang gawin natin para...
Well, priming of the economy and opening more sectors and of course investment that would provide more opportunities for our workers, particularly yung ating yung ating 15 to 24, no? Kasi while marami na ang nagpa-participate, at kumukonti na rin yung mga employee doon sa group na yan, may substantial pa rin na number na pwede pang i-absorb ng ating labor market. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Marian. We have another question online from Sir Ronald Domingo. Bakit po bumaba ang underemployment rate kumpara sa nakaraang taon at quarter, pero tumaas kumpara sa nakaraang buwan na Marso?
Okay, thank you. Yung ating underemployment rate, kung ikukumpara natin yung month on month, so muna kung ilagay natin yung year on year, April 2022 versus April 2023, sabi ko nga kanina, marami nang nagbukas na mga industries related dito sa retail, trade, accommodation services, food services, plus transportation of course. So isa yan sa mga factors. Now, tama yung observation mo doon sa ating time series. Mas mataas itong underemployment rate ng April compared doon sa March, no? And that is significantly higher, no? At mayroon tayong increase underemployment rate galing sa wholesale and retail trade, 145,000, agriculture, about 111,000, construction, 97,000, manufacturing, 79,000. So these are some of the sub-industries na nagkaroon ng pagtaas sa underemployment rate kung ikukumpara natin yung April figure versus the March figure. At na-notice nyo rin siguro, yung average hours of work natin sa April ay bumaba. Ang reason dyan, tinignan natin, we have kasi long holidays na may break tayo during the whole week. At doon nagkaroon ng pagbaba sa number of hours work ang ating mga kababayan, particularly yung mga subsectors na talagang nagsara during the Holy Week. So isa yun sa mga reason. Ito naman ay na-experience natin from time to time naman nagkaroon tayo ng, sa statistics na tawag namin itong calendar effect, no, dahil mayroon tayong mga breaks kaya nagkakaroon ng impact. So ito nakikita namin dito ngayon sa April na round natin kung saan nga bumaba yung ating average hours of work at slightly tumaas yung ating underemployment rate compared to March. But if you compare it with January and April last year, it's actually lower. Thank you.
Thank you, Ines. Yes, a question here from Ms. Carrie of CNN.
Good morning, sir. Overall po, agriculture yung may largest drop year-on-year sa employment. Could this be an early sign po of lower production due to the threat of El Nino and yung rainy season?
That's possible. Nakikita natin. So meron tayo kanina na sabi ko may isang particular subsector doon sa agri kanina, yung growing of corn in particular. No? So ito yung mga year on year, no? Ito yung mga may malalaking drop sa employment. No? Growing of corn, 293,000. Tapos yung harvesting related to that, 197,000, about 200,000 din. Saka growing bananas, this is about 110,000. So possible that we expect the volume of production in these subsectors, corn, bananas, would slow down, and we're tracking this naman dun sa aming agricultural surveys. Pero in the past, nakikita natin yan pag may drop tayo dun sa mga employed, nagre-reflect siya doon sa production side. Thank you.
So, sir, kung historically ganun po talaga siya, do we expect this to continue in the following months na mag-drop? Kasi nung March, di ba po, nag-drop din sa atin?
Possible, particularly itong corn, kasi parang consistently na bumababa nga yung number of employed persons. And we will look at it, kasi April is the first month of the second quarter, and we will look at it doon sa value production naman, value and volume production in agriculture na survey na ginagawa rin ng PSA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Carrie. Thank you, Ines. Okay, we'll proceed again with questions online. From Ms. Eileen Manchas, 2 questions. Sir, this is the first time the PSA made mention of salaries. Why is it included in the presentation now, and will it now be a regular feature of the labor force report? Second question, how many managers were there, and how many were those in the armed forces? Does the armed forces include the police?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Well, we would like to share more information to our stakeholders. Itong mga datos na to, nakukuha naman talaga natin ito dun sa detailed report ng PSA. Kaso nga lang, syempre marami tayong mga tables, maraming numbers na nakalagay dun sa report, kaya may technical team, sabi ko, i-include na lang natin sa press con para malaman din natin kung ano talaga yung level ng wages, which is of course related to sinasabi natin quality of jobs. So we will include this in our succeeding press con. But included naman na ito, Eileen, sa ating mga tables. Siguro hindi nyo lang nakikita kasi nga ang ating labor force survey talagang napakarami na ang information. Now, sa next question mo, in terms of the number of professionals, managers in particular, so ang estimate namin sa April ay nasa 2.5 million ang ating parang occupation classified as managers. And then yung armed forces, occupation kanina na pumangalawa nga siya doon sa weighted average natin in terms of daily wages. Ito ay related sa armed forces natin. Ang ating mga police personnel nasa ibang category sila. Nandun sila sa service workers, no? So we can extract din naman yung kanilang average daily wage. So when we refer to armed forces occupation, we're just referring to the units in the armed forces. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next question online. We we have from Sir Ralph of Rappler. There are still over 3 million Filipinos who have work but are unpaid. What's keeping them for looking for paying jobs? And for salary, is there a comparable period or is this the first time po?
Yung ating unpaid family workers, that's your first question, ano? Yeah, we know that this is quite substantial in terms of the numbers. Ano naman ito, ang malaking portion dito, of course, yung ating nasa youth sector, ano, yung 15 to 24, tumutulong sila doon sa ating family-owned businesses or katulong sila ng kanilang mga family members. In fact, doon sa 15 to 24, yung kanina sinabi kong 6.29 million na employed under the youth sector category, mga 1.7 million sa kanila ang unpaid family workers, no? So tumutulong sila doon sa kasama nila sa bahay, parents or family members, o di kaya doon sa family-owned establishment or enterprise. Yung next, hindi ko masyado nakuha ang second question on wages.
Sir, and for salary, is there a comparable period or is this the first time?
We've been reporting this. Mayroon tayong category dito sa labor force talaga na wage and salaried workers. Ano? So we have a time series for this if you are interested for the various survey periods. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Ralph. Another question here on site from Ms. Marian of TV5.
Good morning again, sir. Sorry. Sir, can you expound again po itong underemployment po from March 2023 na 11.2% to 12.9% ng April? Ano po ulit, sir, yung reasons bakit po may ganung pagtaas po sa underemployment?
Okay, yung first sources muna, no, kung saan subsector sila galing. Ang top 5 na nag-contribute doon sa pagtaas ng underemployment, kung i-compare natin yung March, no, versus April, sabi ko kanina yung wholesale and retail trade may dagdag doon na 145,000, agriculture 111,000, construction 97,000, manufacturing 79,000, saka education sector 66,000. So yun ang top 5 na medyo tumaas yung kanilang underemployment. Now doon kasi sa number of hours of work, no, kanina, so nakita rin natin na meron tayong pagbaba sa average hours of work noong April compared sa previous months. No? Our average is just about 36 hours, 36.9 hours, no? And this is usually nasa 39.6 hours noong January and then 40 hours noong April of last year. Ang isa rito ay yung holidays nga kasi may mga workers tayo na pag hindi sila pumapasok, hindi sila nagsisweldo, no? So, and then April, meron tayo yung whole week natin doon pumasok sa April. And then our survey started kasi April 10, and we asked activities for the previous week. So, doon ang maraming tinamaan. So, isa yun, sinasabi ko regular yan, may seasonality effect. Ito yung sinasabi namin sa statistics na calendar effects, no? Yung mga mahabang holidays. Kung saan nagsara talaga yung mga establishments. Nakita naman natin during the whole week kasi mga days na nagsasara talaga yung establishments. And they are actually related to those subsectors na na-mention ko like wholesale and retail trade. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Marian, for the question. We have a few more questions online. From Ms. Eileen Menchas, do you have a comparative data on salaries and how far does it go back to? If you do, how would you compare how salaries and wages moved in terms of growth and how does it compare with the movement of the inflation rate?
Okay, mayroon tayong average salary, average daily basic wage naman, ano. I am seeing annual ito, no? Annual 2019, 2020, 2021, 2020, itong 23 nga na first surveys. So tumataas naman siya. Ang nakikita ko rito na average is about 500 noong 2019. Mayroon tayong increase 2019-2020 na about 1.6%. 2020-2021 may increase tayo ng mga 2.7%. Saka 2021-2022 about 5%. Now itong 2023, kung i-compare natin yung January to April tapos versus the comparable period, January to April 2022, ang average increase niya ay 7.7%. So yun yung increase for 4 months of April, 4 months of 2023 versus 4 months of 2022. So may mga increases naman tayong nakikita. Now of course, I would like to just be cautious that this is average. While we are seeing increases, may mga subsectors talaga na may flat yung kanilang wage or daily basic pay. May mga subsectors naman na doon ang mataas. But on average, we're seeing na may increases siya. So, 4 months of 2022, first 4 months, versus first 4 months of 2023, we are already seeing an average increase of 7.7% on the basic daily wage. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Eileen. Let's continue with questions online. From DA Cagayan Valley, Sir Jonathan Factora, gaano po kadalas ang ulat na ito, buwanan po ba or quarterly? Sa sektor po kasi ng agrikultura, by cropping season po kasi ang farm operations at malamang naapektuhan ang datos ng employment at underemployment kung ang isang crop tulad ng mais or palay ay nagkakaroon ng fallow period.
Ang ating survey ay ginagawa natin monthly, tama po yun. Yung agriculture sector natin ay talagang napaka-seasonal, ano? So, depende po yun sa timing ng planting and harvesting. So, normally pag may mga harvesting tayo, doon tumataas yung ating employment. So, the seasonality components are actually taking into consideration, no, when we analyze the data from the agricultural sector. So, yung question mo on kailan tayo nagkakandak ng survey, we are doing it monthly since 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Another question online from July Rada of Manila Standard. 2 questions. First questions, can we say that the labor market is improving because of the decelerating inflation? What is the outlook for the succeeding months for the labor market? Second question po. How can you explain the 65,000 decline in construction jobs in April 2023, considering April is within the dry season? And do you expect the decline in construction jobs to be bigger during the rainy season that usually starts in June?
Thank you for the question. Yung sa construction naman, ito ay mga ano na ito, yung drop natin dito year on year about 200 our drop total construction is 65,000 at kung hatiin natin construction of buildings may bawas ng 42,000, saka yung related civil engineering projects may bawas na 21,000. So this too explains that, ano. Kung i-compare natin dun sa number ng workers under these 2 subsectors, maliit lang naman ito kasi ang dami ng workers ay aabot ng mga 3.8 million, ano. So this might be due to timing, no? But of course, may seasonality rin itong construction natin as you mentioned, no? And we will be monitoring this. May mga iba pa kaming mga indicators din naman to validate itong activity sa construction subsector, yung aming data on building permits, no? So we are also tracking this and binabangga namin ito dito sa datos. So posible na bumaba siya going to the rainy season, and we will be monitoring this using our various tools for data collection, both the labor force survey for the households at doon naman sa ating mga building permits, doon talaga yung parang actual na start ng construction. Thank you very much. Yung first question, hindi ko masyado.
Sir, the question was, can we say that the labor market is improving because of the decelerating inflation? And what is the outlook for the succeeding months for the labor market?
Okay, yung ang ating labor market sa ngayon, sabi ko nga, because of the opening of economic activities, particularly ito yung ating wholesale and retail trade, accommodation, food services related to tourism, ito yung nagdadagdag. We will be looking at yung impact natin ng inflation. Of course, lower inflation would always be better to encourage our consumers to consume, given say fixed income. The lower inflation is always better than higher inflation. Although tinitingnan din namin may mga effects, so hindi niyo siguro napansin. Isa sa mga malaking contributor din sa drop ng employment natin yung manufacturing sector. Kanina, can you go to that? Just a slide. Yung sa manufacturing, quarter on quarter bumaba yung ating manufacturing subsector sa Empleo na 225,000. Year on year bumaba siya ng mga 204,000. So yung manufacturing sector, particularly yung ating semiconductors, kung makuha nyo, hindi ko lang alam, kasi may mga reports pa kami na iba, yung aming monthly survey for industries, saka yung ating trade, yung exports and imports. Kung titingnan nyo, may drop tayo sa exports on manufacturing, manufactured goods, particularly semiconductors. So yan ang isa sa mga challenges, kasi yung demand ng semiconductors natin, ng electronics, sa world market ay bumaba. And this is showing up both on the exports, yung manufacturing firms in the manufacturing sector na survey, plus of course itong ating labor force survey. So ito yung mga challenges natin moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, NS, and thank you, July Rada, for the questions. Okay, sir, a follow-up question from Ms. Eileen Menchas. Follow-up on the increase in wages. Which sectors showed increases in wages, and in which sectors were flat?
Okay, ito yung Eileen, sandali lang kinukuha lang yung datos. Okay, yung matataas na increases. Dito ba sa electricity, gas, steam, and air conditioning supply? Okay, I have the data. Okay, yung ating 4 months in 2022, January to April, versus 4 months in 2023, January to April din. Ang mga sectors na may mataas na increase ay nasa information and communication, umabot ng halos 20% increase. Mayroon din tayong increase sa real estate activities, mga nasa 13% increase. Isa pa ay yung administrative and support service activities, may increase tayo na 10%. Ang mga medyo mababa na increases. Construction, may increase siya pero nasa 4.8%. Agriculture, may increase din pero nasa 5.2%. Accommodation and full service activities, may increase din siya pero mga nasa 3.6%. So ito yung mga subsectors na matataas yung increases nila 2022 versus 2023 at yung mga subsectors na medyo mababa yung increases. So in general, meron tayong increases but some subsectors are having higher increases than some subsectors. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you, Ms. Eileen, for those follow-up questions. Okay. Yes, we have here on site a question from Ms. Pina of GMA7.
Good morning po, sir. Sir, dun po sa mga industries na bumaba po yung employment, is it safe to say na yung mga nandoon, nagpunta sila doon sa mga industries that had increase in employment?
Wala pa kaming datos yung parang movement. We will try to capture that. Ang nakikita lang namin sa parang sa survey yung subsector na tumaas, bumaba. Pero kung sinasabi mo na let's say yung manufacturing, lumipat pa sila sa iba, we don't have that information at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any other questions? We have here on site from Ms. Marlan of TV5.
Sir, sorry, last na. May youth not in education, employment, or training, though yung April 2022, 2.38 million, pero yung April 2023, 2.07 million. Ano, bale, yung 2.3 ba ng April yun na po ba yung pinakamataas nating naitala so far? Tapos, ano po, nasan po kaya tingin nito mga ginawa?
Alam ko nung pandemic, mataas pa ito no? But I have to check the data. Which is good dahil talagang gusto natin pababain ito, gusto natin na bidder na doon sila sa education, o di kaya employed sila. These numbers, we are seeing decrease in terms of the actual warm bodies, no? And that's a good indicator. Kung ano ba yung parang optimal number nito, yun, we have to look at the time series. But compared, for example, nung height ng pandemic, talagang mataas ito. So right now, this is a good indicator given that the number of the 15 to 24 not in education, employment, or training is going down several periods already. That is we view it as a good sign.
Okay, thank you very much, Ines. Before we end today's press conference, may we request our media partners to accomplish our short evaluation form. The link is sent to your emails and in our Zoom chat. This form will be helpful for us to get your feedback on the conduct of our press briefing. Okay, if there are no more questions, we will be ending our question and answer segment. Nais po namin pasalamatan kayong lahat sa pakikinig at pagsali sa ating press conference para sa mga paunang resulta ng April 2023 Labor Force Survey. Sana'y patuloy po ninyo kaming suportahan ang mga proyekto at activities ng Philippine Statistics Authority. You may visit our webpage at www.psa.gov.ph for more updates. Once again, ako po si Janine Almeda ng Philippine Statistics Authority. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.